Oh, well, I guess I don't really need these yet because it's construction time, baby. And yeah, so we've got the LEDs up in construction mode here. And I'm like, I need to pull one big module in order to fit the power for these guys in here, and I think it's going to be the Lupa. I think that'll be the best choice here. I hope I don't have to dick around with expanders, but I think I do. So life goes on. But I do have some cool stuff. I have the Zorx CV distribution hub in 1U. And then I have a 1U motion meter. And if that's like nice enough, I'm just like, man, I could get another. Because you can never have too many attenuators or attenuverters. People say that about VCAs, and I don't know if I 100% agree, but I fully agree with you can never have enough. Can we hang him? Yeah, we can. Why are you not double screwed? Did I just forget? Looks like I just forgot. Well, okay. Yeah, you use them in so much stuff, and the motion meter is a cool little thing. So this is the strip, right? So what you get is you get four inputs over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then each one is copied 4 different times. So you could use this as like your main clock distributor. I was actually thinking of putting it upside down on this side, and then, but then and that of course fucks the knobs all over, and everything is weird. So I don't know if I will do that or not. That's kind of too bad. I wish you could just flip the whole thing and have the input jacks on one side instead of in the middle. Because if I use this as a clock distributor and my clock all comes from data, then I would want those inputs to be on that side, right? Oh man, this is going to be a pain. This is going to be annoying. So, because these are all attenuverters, I guess we can just put it in where, like, the way it's supposed to be. That's probably for the best. Now, the question is, who got my bus? Oh, there's one right there. But it is a tangled mess. Okay. And it's a tangled mess because, okay, so let's see. White stripe or red stripe goes down. Let's set this guy over here for now. All right. Then, see if we can't get this freaking cable in here. We're sorry. Your hands are too small. This one, then I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna move this over one if I can. Fucking reversed cable. It's all curled around itself and shit. Make sure it's completely seated. This one. Come on. There we go. All right. Got that chonky boy in there, and then here it Let's see, how's that going to work? This needs to go under all of the cables. The Lupa has like 6 cables. So it's got, not 6, but it does have 3. It's got a USB extension going to this expander. It's got another ribbon going to that expander. So it has 4 cables connected to it in some way, shape, or form here. All right, so there's that one. That one's ready. And then this is the motion meter, and you've probably seen this. But it does have really, really happy little lights. So this is similar. It's a 4-slot attenuverter, but it also has like happy little monitoring lights and stuff. So those will pop up and down and make cool looking things. That's always a good thing. And all right. Is there one that's a little... No, that's fine. All right. All right. Cables are in. Yeah, I 100% agree. Okay. And this guy, same thing. We need to thread this cable under. Okay, and then we've got the Lupa upside down. That's not a great thing. Then again, I plug shit in the wrong place anyway, so who cares? I know I'm not the only one. That's the funny thing. I've talked to a couple other friends of mine that do modular, and it's just like the number of times that they just put something in a stupid place, and then they're like, what the heck is wrong? It's a lot. Oh, man, that is a tough seating cord there, but that's okay. Cable, cord. Right, that's a tight fit, but it is a good fit. Now let's check. Breaking shit, and that was kind of loud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So, my next purchase is going to be another set of 4 stereo channels for my mixer. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, if this is like Plum Audio Standard or some bullshit, I'm going to freak the fuck out. No, it's not. It's IntelliGel Standard. I know that. I double-checked that. I'm not stupid. There. Cool. So, a lot of my 1U row is now filled up and kind of ready to go here. So that's a happy thing. Now, the key is, it's also interesting. Yeah, I kind of thought so. Damn it. Slightly off center. Fuck. But this is IntelliGel Standard. This is what I don't understand. Why is it that screws are just not quite lining up on my 1U row? And they aren't. They're just ever so slightly off spec. Like, this one looks okay. That one looks peachy keen. And it's like almost like the rails themselves have flexed a little. And I think that actually does happen. Like that I'm not just making that up. Like, these rails are just kind of floating in here, right? This rail, this particular one is not, so you can see it. I can flex it up and down, kind of just gently bend it up and down. So I wonder if I can kind of do that as I go here. And caught it. My rule. Fucking hell, man. Because right now, the only other solution is to take a drill to this thing and make the fucking slots bigger on top. And I'm just looking at the molten motion meter here, and that actually looks okay. That looks like everything lines up fine. Now, I'm curious. I need to check and see. Is this some goddamn Plum Audio Zork's 1U CV distributor? Yeah, okay. Zork's Electronics. Sure, let's go on the perfect circuit page. Why not? Yeah, IntelliGel 1U format. So that it is the correct format. It just doesn't really want to fit right now, which mother puss bucket. Here's what we don't want to ever have to do. We don't want to have to drill our precious lovely modules. I mean, it's a bad idea. Like, just don't do it. Don't make me drill into my tens of thousands of dollars instrument. Even if it's just a component of said instrument. Oh, are you just gonna not line up now? Yeah, you're gonna just not line up. That's great. Good job. Counter thread that fucker. No. Yeah, it doesn't want to go in anymore. I mean, that's pretty darn stable with just 4 screws across the bottom, but damn it. I wonder if I can put one more in here. Can I get this guy to fit? The answer is no. No, you cannot. You are not allowed. So it's, see, yeah, it is not the, As I say that, I noticed something. Have anything? Yes, I do. I have this tiny little screwdriver. I can use this as a shim and kind of push up on the bottom rail. Just enough. Oh, there it is. Oh, still not enough clearance to get a screw in there. Fuck. Like, what the hell, guys? What are you doing here? All right, let's loosen these just a tiny bit. Just in case there's this off chance of being able to lift the module itself just a hair. I bet not, though. I mean, it is extremely tightly in there, up and down. The only up and down movement that's happening is the rail itself. So I'm going to just carefully cram that tiny little screwdriver in there and see. No, man. See, I cannot get it past. Oh, wait a minute. Is it the screw? Oh, it's the no. It's part of it. That's part of it. It's the screw strip, or the strip of holes inside the rail. That's it. Just doesn't want to line up correctly. I cannot get that in there. I guess we're just gonna have to leave it as is. So that's fine. There's still 4 screws securing it. It's still, son of a bitch. It's still very secure. I dropped my bit. And now, oh god. Find. Go. Where did you go? Oh. Now I'm on the floor. There's a box, and it has a module in it. Like, what is it? Oh, okay. It's the old school ADSR, right? I don't need just... Alright. I found some 10s lead my Scion. That's good. That's cool. Alright. So, this is the thing, and this is my experience with Z-Rails in multiple occasions. Alright, so, let me see if I can point this out. Screwdriver. Okay. So, in a Z-Rail, right, or a threaded rail, you see this piece right here. You see that whole thing lifts up and down, all right? So you might think, well, hey, it's just not lined up correctly. But then look, this is just not, it's not lining up with that whole thing. It needs to be, this hole needs to be drilled higher, and it can't because that is not much clearance between the edge. So even if I pull the screw strip up, it's in completely the wrong place. And this is supposed to be the exact same format. Now, we'll see if this thing does the same damn thing. Maybe this is the problem. I need to... Yeah, let's take one more hack at it here. Let's pull all of these screws. And see if we can't start it from the top with our shim and with moving the screw strip or the nut strip. Whatever the fuck it is. The threaded holes thing. Object. Alright, let's take this whole thing all the way back and start it from the top. Alright, so can we... Oh, Jesus, see, that even goes in there. I can't even get it out now. What the fuck? Ah. There it goes. Is it, like, bent a little? Ah, it might be. I'm expecting to work up a sweat working on my modular. Come on, man. This is nuts. Okay. All right, so if I see, yeah, there is no clearance to wiggle up and down in here. I can't even get a screw into the top slots on this guy. So that is very, very annoying. All right, I guess we just stick with bottom screws only. And again, that's fine. All right, but here's the thing. I'm only going to put one of them in for now. I'm going to seat the other module first and get that going. So this one has enough of a wiggle room where we can put the top screws in, and then, if needed, kind of flex the rail downwards in order to make everything fit. So those are there, those are anchored, those are in place. Okay. Now, see, it looks to me like the bottom ones line up perfectly. So, almost. Almost. So this is very much like the acid rain junction, except it has more features. So it's got CV attenuation, CV inversion and on a switch, or you can use it for audio monitoring. right? So now I don't exactly know why there would be a difference, because wouldn't it just be attenuverter no matter what? Or is it controlling sort of like the speed of the meters? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So yeah, I'm going to play with this for a little while, just to kind of figure shit out. And then I'm going to think about rerouting clock. Maybe not. Maybe not. It might not work as well as I think. But I am a little interested in using this to like throw my sloths into, for example. Okay. Power on. Oh, pretty. Lights are pretty. Let's dim this shit, huh? There we go. Pretty lights. Very, very, very pretty lights. That's very satisfying. Multicolor LEDs. So if we have it, that's on audio. If we have it on CV, it's pink. Right? So it's just a straight attenuator, and then if you do CV attenuverter, then it's just inverted that whole way. Okay, I gotcha. Understand. Pretty neat. But, you know, same thing applies for all of these. I have a feeling we're going to be hanging out in CV attenuator mode quite a bit. All right, now this one, same kind of concept. It's just that you've got 4 inputs, and then each one has an output in 4 different places. So, you know, this would work for clock distribution to some extent. I sort of wish I had this row right here instead. Like hanging out above all of the sequencers and such. That would be kind of cool, but it's life. All right. Let's try it out a little bit here. So, clock output. Get it started. Okay. Cool. Bam. All right, we are all synchronized and happy. Cool. This guy. There. All right. Like the lights still flash on occasion. It's really odd. It's like, I am applying gain to nothing. Okay, dude. All right. So there we go. There we have it. There's the thing. Yeah. Kind of see. Looks like from above. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You know, my phone updated, and now the fingerprint doesn't work. Shit. And this has happened multiple times. It's a conspiracy. It'll make you press so hard that it just breaks right through the phone. Smashes it. Okay. So, let's try something super quick. Oh, well, actually, no, let's not. Let's put the screws back in the loop. Oh no! Oh no! I need more knurlies. Oh no! I'm down to 1. how you have one? I don't know. I'm sure there's a few things. Maybe there's a mod. I used 3. In fact, no, that's 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. I do like the look of having all of the knurlies all nice and happy. That does make me fairly pleased. Just this kind of industrial, bolted together look. I dig. But, like, I don't know. I would say the majority of my modules probably don't have every single screw filled. Opposite corners for a lot. Yeah, in fact, I can see it right here in front of me. The popple filter only has 3 instead of 4. It's odd. So does the neutron filter. So does the 100 grit. It's really weird. Let's make it one of these kind of complete at least. There. Okay, now I'm officially out of knurlies. I think I have another half can at home actually, but still. Can I just buy like a 5-pound bag? Sell me them in bulk. Okay. Yeah, all right. So now let's take a look. First of all, if I throw, throw some like sloths, we huck that into this guy, right? And we put this on. Oh, it's very low right now, it looks like. So let's put it on the faster one. Oh, and it registers bipolar, which is cool. That's good to know, right? What happens if we do it like this? CV 10 invert. Okay, but I don't want invert. Actually, it really doesn't matter. You can attenuvert to do the thing. Now, out of curiosity, if I do the same thing in here, do I get any kind of like cool lights or anything? Hey, Jason, what's happening? No, I do not. Right. Now, if I put this here, what do we got? So it's looking to me like these meters are basically like 10 volts all the way around. Right? And sloths should be putting out plus or minus 5. So right now it's like as that light pulses and this one grows. Now if I put it in X and it's along the same kind of like rotation, it should start. Oh no, okay. It's Z, I believe that is opposite polarity. Yeah, so this X, the Y and the Z, X and Y are different. And 3D printing, that's a whole world of shit that I've never I've been afraid yet interested. Like what you can like do with that kind of stuff. It's pretty amazing. So, okay. Now if we kind of look at like so what we got here. If we put this guy kind of in the middle. In the middle for the R bar is not unfortunately right at 12 o'clock. It's like slightly left of 12 o'clock. So now, as this guy swings, we should see an exact same path on the playhead here. Oh. Yeah, I know, seriously. At this rate, I'm not really going to need them, though. I don't know what to do with the last chunk here of one-use space. I'm open to suggestions, but right now, like as far as like utilities and stuff, like I've pretty much got all of that stuff covered. Now I think it's going to be living with this and working with this, and then going like, okay, what do I need to help my workflow? Essentially. Now, if I put this on audio, see, now what? See, it's not really doing anything for like audio. It looks like it's DC coupled, so it's just still sensing that, but it's not giving me negative voltages and stuff. It's only giving positive. So, all right. So again, same thing. So that's plus or minus 5 right there coming from their LFO. And then we can invert it, or we can attenuvert it and invert it and then make it go the opposite direction. Now, you can actually see this if you put it in the first one and go attenuvert like so. And then this one will be normal. Yep. So now we should get there. So it's getting a full plus 5 up, or plus 10 up only, but that's not, this one's getting negative 5 and plus 5. So, interesting. Huh. Now what's weird about this, right, is okay, I see. So because 4 is see, they should all be connected and doing their thing here. Doesn't look like they are. So maybe I'm wrong. Okay. All right. So it looks to me like what's going on are the settings are kind of like daisy chained in this, but the actual like I don't know, voltages are blending together. So we could find that out pretty easy. Nixie tube clock, yeah. Like, how can you keep going through power supplies? That's what happens in the steampunk realm. So, anywho, here we are, doing our thing. So, how could I use these easily? I mean, the easy thing would be, all right. So, like, if this was clock, obviously, I would run clock along here, pop it in, but that doesn't really get me anything right now. Not right now. It might eventually, if I kind of work with this for a little bit. Realize some things that I could probably use or whatever. Hey, what's up? Soulmate of the new power type. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, utilities, not glamorous, but they do have really nice, pretty lights. What this also means, though, is like, for example, this attenuator right here, I could probably just ditch or, use in my other system. And that's probably a good thing. So I could save myself a few HP. I could even probably take the junction out. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. Does this provide any kind of... So, okay, for example, if I put the output of the junction into here, into yonder, right? And I put it like halfway up or whatever. This just gives me an offset voltage. As I turn the junction up, it's just giving me a voltage. Just like, bam, there it is. Like, here's your voltage. Here's your negative voltage. You know, it's not exactly perfectly, looks like, just wild. So like there's your voltage. Weird. Why you be like that, buddy? What you doing? You do that. What happened? Huh. Seems like it's uneven. It's like giving me +8 and then -2 or something. Anyways, does this thing give me an offset voltage, just a regular old, you know, voltage? I don't even know if I have anything in the R bar. I might. Except that I hear thing. Oh. Okay. So, here's the question. That's a hard yes. So there's the attenuated version. And then as we give it a negative offset voltage, it goes to just the reverb send, wet only. Of course, we would throw some sloths into the playhead. Yeah, so I mean that's it. There's the thing. That's the deal, right? So basically just, you know, attenuverters and pretty lights, and that's not a bad combination. So yeah, the Zork's strip though, we can use this for a few different things. And that'll be kind of cool. Effect. Who effect? No effect. No effect. Always coming in here, throwing down the sarcasm, bro. 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 Effect. Those are utilities. Okay. Let's get going on like some actual, you know, music making here. Let's do a thing. I think we're gonna do something kind of interesting and sparse. And in order to make that work, I'm gonna pull my send and return cables out of the FX8 and I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna put them in the Aurora. All right. Right? So now our reverb is the Aurora, or at least our mixer panel reverb thing, whatchamajigger. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. Do wish the pan pots had a center D10th on this thing, but hey, I am picky. So, what do we here? What do we do? I don't know. Let's get something to generate the spare sounding notes. Pick a key. France is on fire. Canada is on fire. Meanwhile, here in the U.S., we're just getting shot at a lot. Oregon is on fire. A friend that lives out there sending me pictures. Giant blaze. Okay. I want like some really sparse, like, I think that's going to be clock speed based. Okay. So resetting the SIG, turning the controls down. Okay. Maybe we should just do a cool scale. Like a C Phrygian dominant. I think analog oscillator. We'll go. Go basic-ish here. Okay, now, actually, this would be an interesting random little experiment to do really quick. If I took the output of the dot, you know how like the sequencer doesn't like make the cocaine do its thing because the trigger seems like it's too fast? What if... Yeah, see, there's the trigger. It's still not registering. It's really too bad. I was like, what if it like helped to slow it down a little bit? Buy it, but because it's slower, it suddenly works. That would have been cool. Worth a try, at least. Okay. So now one thing that this really does nicely is like, okay, now I could take the trigger output from this and duplicate it multiple times and use different envelopes for different things. You know what I mean? So, like, let's try it. So if I stick this guy into number 1, now we have number 1 right here. It's going to be triggering a quadrax envelope. So we need to turn that up. And there it is. It's doing its thing. It's triggering the same envelope. But now I can, of course, take that same signal and just patch it out of here. Be like, okay, now you're triggering 2 envelopes, right? But one of them could be different, right? Could be a lot longer, for example. So yeah, 16th notes, you need to die. You need to stop playing 16th notes. I'm going to do 2 whole notes. I'm going to do whole notes, and then I'm going to do a little bit of 8th notes. Just so, like, every once in a while, it'll be like, randomly weird, and just like, what just happened? Okay, so one of these can go to a VCA. Right? And the other one can go to something interesting, like FM. So VCA, number 2. Triangle. Triangle wave. Triangle wave. Got a VCA going here. Okay. Triangle wave does hate particle wave, which is a real shame because they have so much in common. They have a fight. Particle wins. Of course not. Why would the cable actually reach? Why would that happen? It doesn't happen. So I guess the other way to do this would have been to take this end out of here, throw it here. Let's do that. Okay. Then this one is going to go to this ADSR. Which I want to use as like a slow firing envelope with a longer attack and okay. Okay, did you work? Did you do a thing? Didn't seem like that triggered that time. There's the Eurorack. Okay, do your thing. Oh, it's because this is... No, it's turned up all. So is that. So that one's working. This one is... This should be working. It was working before. So far, the Zorks thing doesn't really fit physically very well, which is annoying. I could only put screws in the bottom and not the top, so there's like nothing there. And it is the correct format and everything else. Like, I did my due diligence. I know how to read a fucking web page, you know. So it just looks a little bit, it's a little bit too small, to be honest. Okay. Now, how come that thing worked once, and then it was like... Oh, is it on fast mode? Maybe that's why. Oh, no, that's fast mode. See, that doesn't seem like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Because it's not triggering this envelope reliably. So, what the fuck? I should be getting a trigger from both places. If it ever decides to play. Okay, now what about a different envelope or a different cable? Okay. See, this one actually seems like it's working. Maybe that little envelope, this 2 HP envelope, is similar to the kickane or the trigger. See, there we go. This is what I'm looking for. And then put it on, like, slow, and just give it this, like, really stupid, like, weird FM swoopy guy. But it feels odd to me that it's not, you know, triggering every single time, because it should be totally duplicating this signal in these two places. Should be. Well, right now I'm kind of trying to FM the oscillator a little bit, but more like I'm also trying to test this thing out and see if it's actually working. Let's do this. Let's do pulse width. Throw the envelope into PW. Is it just too dang slow? It might be. Yeah, that's more like it. Now, if we were curious, which I am, I would put this guy here, then I would take the output of that envelope, then I would throw it into a meter. So it's like barely sending anything out. This is the problem. It's like, I don't know, it's fast. Do I need to put it on fast even? Is that going to work better? So longer decay time and longer attack time. Okay. Envelope is not, it's just not even triggering. So I don't really understand why it's sometimes triggering it and sometimes it isn't. Like, that makes no sense. So, you know, and I will say, this is part of the issue that I've had with the SIG. It doesn't feel like it is correctly triggering envelopes and stuff. So, okay. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Let's avoid this, number one. I'm going to just duplicate the cable itself. Alright? So, let's avoid the Zork strip here. Take that out of the equation. Because now it's all about isolating variables and shit, right? So, this should just be here. Hey, your juice, what's happening? So what it looks to me is that it's not, I don't know, is it just not sending out a long enough trigger? What if I turned up the decay time? Would that actually help it? Now we can just turn this on as a cycle, but see, it's not even like generating a fucking voltage. Oh, unless is it triggers versus gates? That might actually be the case. It may just be not triggering correctly because it needs a gate instead of a trigger. Which is a little odd to me because it's always seemingly worked before. Unless... Okay. Let's try this once more here. Alright. And this time I'm going to not plug it into the gate. I'm going to plug it into the re-trigger input. But that probably won't work either. Right? I bet you won't work. I bet you still just not trigger every time. So the key, of course, being we should see this meter right here. Yeah, this is exactly the thing here, right? So it's just not triggering this envelope. It's triggering the quadrax every single time, perfectly fine. Peachy keen, all right? But for some reason, it is not liking the IntelliGel envelope. Okay, now what if I put it in here directly? Does it matter? No, it's the wrong one. It's not going to make a sound, but I do want to see if I hooked it up directly, would that be the same? Yeah, I don't know if it's a voltage issue or if it's an issue of the time of it, because you know a trigger is very, very, very fast. You know, 10 milliseconds or less. Okay. So let's do something a little bit different here then. Let's trigger a channel of the Zadar. Okay. In fact, we'll trigger this channel of the Zadar. And we'll give it a 2-second sweep, which means theoretically it should... That's what I'm looking for! And then if I attenuate that, which I can also attenuate it on the Zadar itself, right, we can just turn down the voltage of that. And then I almost said longen the time. Okay, so we learned some things here. Thing number one, the Zadar is really good. Because, you know, again, that was the solution to my dot sequencer versus Kicane thing. The Kicane wasn't even sensing the trigger that comes from the dot. It senses every other trigger and gate in my entire system. Everything works. Dot sequencer seems like it's too fast, right? That's the only thing difference. No, I wish. No, I don't. I've never had it actually. It's not my jam. I'm not into speed. I'm more into slow. Built for comfort, not speed. So yeah, this is a matter of like how fast are the triggers and how sensitive is each individual module. Like I'm wondering now if I took the second track of the SIG, right? Copied our settings. But put it on, let's put it on like 8th notes. Something that's a little bit more consistent. And if I just took the cable out of that from the trigger directly, would it trigger this other envelope consistently? So there's a light here that should show it's turning on and off, right? There. Okay, it did it. It did it multiple times. Now there is a re-trigger input, and that doesn't do anything. I got this module from a friend, so I don't know it that well. I didn't buy it because I chose it. So it seems like it takes those triggers perfectly well. So that's weird. Why it doesn't from the Zorks thing? I don't know. Yeah, it's really odd. Yeah, so we need to filter this. So I'm going to use one side of the popple filter. Since it's basically two independent filters. Okay, now it should be working. As soon as that envelope triggers. It's like the challenge of how many modulation sources can you put into one tiny voice? That's the question. Okay. That's a thing that exists. And we've learned some things now. Okay, who next? How about some pizza? How about that? Okay. Why am I using red? Will this reach? Yes. All right, we'll throw that gate up in this guy. If I stick this here input into motion meter, so this is the actual envelope out. And then I go, well, you can't because your cable's too short. Man rages and breaks modular live on stream. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. Like, it looks to me like channel 4 behaves differently. It looks to me like 4 is, in fact, it says something on there. What does it say? Yeah, it just says output 4 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So you can either use it standalone or you can use it as a daisy chain, kind of like a multiple, which is what I kind of want to do. But it looks to me like it's adding, yeah, it's like it's adding an offset voltage. So what if that's turned all the way down? Okay, so if channel 4 is turned all the way down, it's not adding an offset voltage. So then all we do is we just give it like the normal thing, and then essentially we're using this as a mult for the envelope output, right? Which we can use for a few different things, aside from the obvious of like volume or filter or whatever. Is it for FM index? This, which is a fun thing. Let's go 860 filter here. So then, second one could just go into filter. We're sorry, your cable is too short. Let's see what we got so far. Come on, play, do the thing. Play the thing for me. You should be playing a lot. You should be doing stuff, but you're just not. Uh-huh. So it's not really working as a multiple. Okay, yeah, it's just... Hey, Terror. This is a weird one. This is odd. Yeah, this does not look like this is actually doing what I wanted it to do. So, that's annoying. Now, if I unplugged this, see, now it is. Now it's behaving. So it's not really a multiple because you cannot plug multiple outputs into the same signal. You're just metering it or attenuating it or whatever from channel 4. So that's kind of weird. It's a little, I don't know. I guess it's just learning it. This is how it works, you know? This, however, what do I want to do with this? This I actually want to put into, I don't fucking, all right. I could probably use a couple of multiples then, buffered mults in the one you. Or we just do the same kind of thing we did before. Stick this into the second channel of the Zorks strip. So there's that guy. Bonk. Put him like so. Crank it all the way up. Run it through yonder first envelope. And then that's going to the FM index. And it is. Here, it's doing its thing. So lots of smacky, you know, wappy, weird noises. All right, so then we've got the second one of that, which once again we could fire into Quadrax. So here's the point, right? The point was to give each of these voices kind of two different envelopes, right? One envelope affecting either the volume or the filter, which effectively is the same thing, you know, depending on how you have it set up, right? And then another envelope duplicated from the trigger, same trigger, but another envelope in a different configuration, slower or whatever, that's affecting some other part of the voice, right? And I'm thinking like this would be the easiest-ish way to actually hook these up, right? Theoretically. So we're going to turn same thing, whole note and two whole notes up. And then, there we go. Thanks. Yeah, let's turn down the low octave. This would be a cool one to have. It's just like a weep, zeep, zerp. Yep. pizza higher? Can you pizza higher? Can you fly me over? Pepperoni. Shape control thing. So fast, bro. It's set pretty fast. That's why. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Getting some of that weird FM interference that you can get out of this module is never a bad thing. Hello? Hello? All right. Let us continue on our quest. First thing I want to do, though, is send a clock to... Actually, you know, we don't even have to bother sending a clock to Marbles. It doesn't matter. What I do need is a C node. Okay, it's just really quiet here. Well, that's kind of the goal, at least. We'll see. We'll see if it actually works. So once again, playing with envelopes, playing with envelopes, right? So here, this would be kind of a cool thing, right? Number one, we're gonna give this a random, really long, slow, random signal for the layer and the scanning part, kind of. Actually, the scanning part's going to be different. So, how we do this? kind of cable are we gonna? Let's go purple for the R bar. So let's keep tradition alive. All right, so channel 1, we can go slow 16 beat random. Pretty fucking slow because I'm at 48 BPM. So let's go 8 beat, try that out and see if that works. All right, so when that happens, then what I should get, if I put this in the layer control, is it should just pop me to a random layer, right? So random location, 6 different buffers worth of melody lines. Call it what you will. You know, strange moaning. All right. So what does this have to do with marbles? Right now, nothing. Nothing at all. So what I want to do is trigger, I'm going to trigger Zadar with a marbles output, right? And I'm only going to put it on the most simple ramp down envelope. And then I'm going to make it last like 9 seconds. Now that's going to go into the playhead. Right? No spray though. So that theoretically, when this thing triggers, it should give me a piano scan through this melody. Right? And I think we can even reverse that shape, can't we? Is there a ramp up? I mean, I would hope so. Is there not a ramp up? Can I just completely warp this to... No, you can't. You warp it to square. There. So now the output should be... It is scanning through. Okay. Now, realistically, what I should also do then is that, and then take this here trigger and duplicato into the strike button. Let's hook up some outputs. That might be nice. You know, might be good to actually hear it. I mean, yeah, you know, it's crazy talk. Yeah, listen to this guy trying to hear his synth. The Joker. Zagreb. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep it in. It's fine. Channel 4. What we got? Nothing. Nothing. Literally nothing. Because Marbles hasn't triggered yet. Let's turn jitter off, just for testing phases. And there it is, starting at least. We'll go forward and make sure that that is long. Now, what I don't notice is... Yeah, see, the strike is not really working as well. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's annoying. Curse you for not reaching. Actually, this would be a good thing to put into its own effect. Oh, I forgot I was going to update the Versio and put the Imitor back on there. Done forgotted. Alright, yeah. Yeah, this thing definitely needs its own mixer channel and its own, like, nice happy effect unit. So let's do that. Now there's one last ingredient. Damn it! Okay, never mind. No. What? So the last ingredient is to give it some negative attenuation here, or some negative offset, so that we're just getting the reverb send, just the wet. So it like lets it kind of bloom a lot longer. It doesn't sound like the envelope thing is working right, though. Maybe it's just too slow. Okay, so if I put the length all the way up. That's more like it. Dude, the R-bar is so fun. And it's got a built-in condenser mic. So... So yeah, we're going to clearly turn down the rate on marbles, and we're going to turn up the jitter. Dang it, I gotta get a new air purifier for... Okay, what do I really want? I really want, like... Actually, 8 was good. 8 was the granular delay. That's a nice one. thought I had a couple of really, really long delay programs on here. But it's almost seeming like not. Alright, let's get back to our number 3. That's fine. Quick and dirty bass sounds here. Okay. I'm going to leave all of the patching completely intact on this, but I'm going to erase all of the layers and redo them. Because, to be completely honest, it's the click of the button, of the record button. That's what you're hearing as far as that pock noise, right? So I'm going to be a little bit more serious about it this time. Serious. Yeah. Let's see what happens here. Now the question is, even being careful, because I have the condenser mic set pretty high, is it going to still record that tack every single time? So I think what I'm going to have to do is get closer to it so I can turn the input level down. And I really hope that that actually works now. Instead of going talk every single time and being super obnoxious. If you play. Will you play? Will you play? Son of a bitch. I think that's the solution: is to turn the envelope instead of a fast like instant attack ramp down. It's got kind of an internal envelope for the grains, so just turning down the decay time or the attack time, so it's a little bit slower. Not a fan of the talk, talk, talk thing every single time. Now, what if we turn spray up? Does that actually help? All right, so then let's give it an LFO into this envelope for time, right? So we go to CV assign. This is the third one. So instead of shape, we want time. Bump it up, let's say 40%. Just screwed it. Okay. So now it should be taking a lot when it hits. Oops. Different type of filter. Yeah, that I kind of dig. Dig, if you will, the picture. Okay. I love that meme that somebody made of like Bob Ross with Prince's face, and then a caption, "Dig if you will," the picture, and he's like painting. Like, it's just fucking great. Shimmer Plus. We could try that. Program 11. 10, 11. So this is just an octave shimmer. Haunting voices. I approve. But I do like the little Zeke noise right there. That's very entertaining to me. Who gets bass? Who wants bass? No, won't reach. Let's do a thing for a son of a bitch. Fuck's sake. Like, none of my cables reach anything anymore. Nothing works. So what I really want was I would like the saw and the square sub-octave. Oh, but I just got a great idea. You know what's a good idea? Here's a good idea. Here comes a good idea. It's a pretty good idea. I'm gonna put this in audio. Right, so now it's pretty and green. Sorry. And then we're gonna run the sub into that because, well, it doesn't need to be that loud. Right. So now we can just like see. And this is, of course, the genius of the motion meter is that you can actually just see what you have it set on. Just really lovely. Thanks, Robin. Oh, I hear something. enough of that. Yeah. So now we've got this guy thing doing its thing. Got a little quote, little sample in there. So we should do something about that. And maybe the simple thing to do with that would be to just go straight into the mixer and then just like turn the speed down to get weird. To make it funky. Make it funky.
In my mind, like going from birth to the grave without ever having a sexual experience. It means you skated through life. You never got it. To go from birth to the grave without ever encountering DMT is, to my mind,
idea. The idea would be to use an envelope to control the speed of the lupa. Alright? This could be done. But the question is, how do we trigger the envelope? Let's see here. I'm gonna whip something up really quick. I'm gonna use the Zadar again. Very, very similar to how I'm using it with the R-bar, actually. So, I'm gonna trigger it with Marbles T1. Let's go into channel 1 here. Or A. Just do a ramp shape. And the nice thing about Zadar is that it's just so ridiculously like controllable. Now my only thing is that it doesn't do like sustain. Like you can, but it's weird. So if I make this like last like let's say 8 seconds long, 10 seconds long. Okay. What I should do then is when this triggers, I should get a speed up here.
like going from birth to the grave.
And then like a slow down to nothingness. Like that.
It means you skated.
So I need to level way the fuck down.
Without ever encountering DMT.
There. Okay. It's getting there. I need like a really tiny amount though, like a little over half of a volt maximum. That's not very much. It's very sensitive, you see. And I need to dig into the Zadar because I know there's some wacky shit you can do with it. You can use it as an oscillator, right? It's got 4 channels of CV shape.
Like going from birth to the grave without
right? So if you speed it up enough, then it's just an oscillator. And if you change the shape, then you have a wave table or a wave scanning oscillator, right? Just kind of neat. All right, that needs like all of the delay.
Through life, you never got it.
All right. Now I can also give it an LFO for the time. I'll tell you what I would like to do also is replace the subharmonicon with a Rainmaker. I've been looking for deals for months on that thing, but no such luck as of yet. Anybody got a used Rainmaker they want to get rid of? Yeah. I mean, it's a little harsh to be spending $1,000 on a delay. That's nuts. It's sounding suitably weird now. Let's throw some. That's the shimmer amount. sequential filters. Actually going to put this into a VCA instead. Fucker. Completely out of the requisite color cable.
Without ever having a sexual experience. It means you skated through life. You never got it. Go from grave
without ever encountering
Does he have one? Or is he trying to get rid of one? I thought he was like in love with it and he was never going to get rid of it ever. Cold dead hands and all that, you know. All right, kids. I'm gonna call it for the evening. Without a gentle fade out. Because what more do you need than this? You want a little bass? There you go. Speaker test. Let's hear how much shit's vibrating on your shelves. All right, no, seriously though. I'm going to hit the road, so thanks for joining me. We'll see about this week. The festival here in the building is over, so I actually have access to my own studio, which is nice when you're paying for it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I got myself a pair of Momentum 4 wireless ones. Those are super super dank. But these are not. These are Sennheiser HD598s. And they're nice. They're okay. Anyways, nighty night. Have a good one.